And what's been the perception of the core surf shops on this new product?
Every store that's brought it in has reordered, so that's positive. I think it fits a product that doesn't exist, a need that is out there. All surfers want a non-stinky, non-wet wetsuit, so it's kind of a no-brainer, and it's at a price that's, it doesn't break the bank. It's reasonable.
So we're here at SURFDRY in Solana Beach, California today, and we're here with Ryan Mahoney, who is a man of many things, but also deeply involved with what we're doing here with SURFDRY. So Ryan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I've been a sales rep in the surf industry for a long time. I met Zach and Doug at a show in San Diego a couple months back, and I thought SURFDRY just looked like a very interesting product, one that I would want to use myself, and I thought it seemed like a no-brainer to have that in my arsenal of things that I sell to retailers to stoke them out and be stoked myself.
Okay, great. And what other products do you represent other than SURFDRY?
I sell surfboards, I have sold wetsuits in the past, I sell booties, I sell fins, so a lot of kind of the core surf products.
So Ryan, it sounds like most of your products are for the core surfing community, and you're focused on kind of the largest core surf shops in San Diego and Orange County. So when you're evaluating a product like SURFDRY, talk to me about, why it fits your criteria or a surf shop's core criteria.
Typically, in my case, you've been working with guys like John at SurfRide for many, many years. So you just say, hey, John, check this out. I got this cool new product. What do you think? You kind of bounce it off of them, and then you get feedback right away. Guys like John will be straight shooter. They'll tell you like, oh, this has potential, or not interested.
Yeah. And what's been the perception of the core surf shops on this new product?
Almost every store that's brought it in has reordered, so that's positive. I think it fits a product that doesn't exist, a need that is out there. All surfers want a non-stinky, non-wet wetsuit, so it's kind of a no-brainer, and it's at a price that's, it doesn't break the bank. It's reasonable,
You've been using the product, you've been using SURFDRY for a while. What do you think about the fans?
No, I think it works, I think it's all about setting people's expectations, I always tell people like, hey, this isn't gonna dry your wetsuit in like an hour or two, like, set it and forget it. Walk away, come back the next morning, and you'll have a dry suit.
So Ryan, you're in shops all day long, you see stuff. When you're looking at SURFDRY as a product, what are the closest alternatives or choices that surfers can make, or surf shops, in terms of offering?
I'd say there is no alternative in regards to like an actual wetsuit dryer. Once upon a time there was a hanging product. I don't see it out there, so I don't know if it still exists. But the next closest product is like, using a big hanger.
It's been an amazing partnership, and we're, stoked to work with you. You clearly had a vision for who your customers are with the surf shops and ultimately their customers. Do you think ongoing, like, this is going to be part of everybody's standard, surf kit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're an everyday surfer and you have a wetsuit every day, you're gonna eventually have a need for this. There's those of us who work in this industry who maybe we have multiple wetsuits and we're able to kind of switch back and forth, but I'd say there's a big percentage of the surfing population out there who maybe doesn't have that luxury, and they're going to need this. It's not a question of if, more so of when,
Yeah. You know all the surf shops and you're a trusted advisor to them. Is there a SURFDRY sales pitch, or like what happens when you're introducing the product?
I guess there is kind of a sales pitch, but it doesn't take much convincing. For most people, I show them the box and they're like, wait a minute, wetsuit dryer, what? Tell me about that, So I tell them what it does, I show them what it does, I give them a quick little demonstration, and they either get it right away or they don't get it, And if they get it, boom, we're done. If they don't get it, I just say, okay, I'll come back to you later. Once people come in and start asking for the product, there are those handful of customers who they need people coming in and asking for it. But we're getting to the point now where the product's been out there just long enough and people have heard about it and asked about it that we're getting to that point.
Have you noticed in the months that you've been using it any stretching or negative effects from attaching SURFDRY units to a wetsuit?
Nope, I have not been able to tell any difference in the cuffs of my arms and my legs and my suits.
So Ryan, I want to thank you for your thoughts and for your impact on getting SURFDRY into surf shops. Do you have any messages you'd want to convey to surf shop customers or surf shops about SURFDRY?
Yeah, I just think that SURFDRY is a simple product that solves a problem that we all have had as surfers. And I think that you should go out there and support your local surf shop like SurfRide and get one from them.